Good morning and welcome to your morning sermon brought to you by True Freedom Media in association with the Leading Man Initiative, God Meets Goddess, and Wake Up and Smell the Miracles. My name is Jonathan Navi. It is truly an honor and a joy to be here with you every single morning to share the word, whatever word may be bursting through with the energy of expression, with the energy of I need to be heard. Everybody has a voice that needs to speak up and be heard, because there are people around the world that are praying for the very thing that you're inspired to say, that you're inspired to sing, that you're inspired to write, that you're inspired to create. And this is just your daily reminder that there is some really good energy in the world that you can tap into, that you can get to regardless of what's going on. Some days are going to be harder. Some days are going to be heavier. Life is going to hit you with something that life naturally hits everybody with. And in those moments, it's important that you cultivate, that you've been cultivating these exercises, these practices that will allow you to not sink when the things get rough, but to float. If most of the time you are above the water, if you are rising above the tides because of what you read, what you listen to, what you put in your body, who you hang around with, then when those hard moments hit, you're able to know that you have a blanket of security, a metaphorical blanket of security that will allow you to show up in your full self, that will allow you to feel the lows and allow you to thrive, because this is your day. I must remind you that this is your day, and I must remind you that there is somewhere around the world who is praying for the very thing that you've been inspired to create. It's an idea, it's a thought. Something wants to be expressed through you. And I just want to remind you of that, because whatever it is, whatever your thoughts may be in here, you have the ability to turn things into gold. Don't disregard certain things that you may be inspired to share right now. Do not disregard the ideas that light you up. Do not put them in the back burner anymore. This is your time. Now, I was listening to a Wayne Dyer audio, and he reminded me of something that I strongly believe. When the movie Avengers Infinity War came out, there's a scene where Bruce Banner, the Hulk, is talking to Tony Stark, and Bruce finds out that the Avengers broke up, like the Beatles. And Tony Stark is contemplating whether or not he's going to call Steve Rogers Captain America, because they had a falling out. And something that Bruce says is like, this is the end of the world. Like, there's no room for resentments. There's no room for grudges. We all have to get together and win together, fight together, lose together. Paraphrasing. And I strongly resonate with that. You know, as the world broke out into the pandemic in 2020, that scene from Avengers Infinity War really rung in my head. And today, we're in the year 2022, and we're seemingly getting to some place where it feels back to normal. I can see and I can feel my own resentments creeping up. And there are no justifiable resentments ever. That's the thing. Like, I came to a place of clarity where I realized I literally have nothing to complain about. I am alive. I am surrounded by an incredible support team. I have God who blesses my life abundantly, and I see the evidence of for myself and for my family and for those around me. I am blessed. And if you are alive, you are blessed. And there are lots of things to start looking up. If you're down in your hole, if you're in the basement of your life, you can still look up. You can still find hope. That hope is essential to getting yourself back up, to putting those shoes on and tying your shoelaces, to putting that clothes on, to washing your face. Whatever it is, we must become renewed every single day. Every single day must feel like a brand new bonus day, because it is. There's absolutely no reason why the earth should still inhabit this population. And I don't say that from a negative standpoint. I say that because I watched a YouTube video yesterday that explained all these world-ending events that could have happened. Things that happened, crisis averted, but there were so many that it made me think, how is it that this population is still around with all the atomic wars, bombs, and comets, and things that could have happened over the last thousands of years. But in the video, there was a lot of stuff in the 80s and the 90s that could have wiped out our population. But here we are, resilient, consciously aware, deliberate, and awake. So I'm here to remind you that there are no justifiable resentments. We are super blessed to be alive. Yeah, the world is kind of chaotic and upside down, but what are you going to do in your bubble of the world, your bubble of consciousness? How are you going to light up your life? Because your life is essential. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be here right now. But we're all blessed to get through this together. We're all blessed to rise up. You know, at the end of the day, when you're arguing with someone, when you hold resentment, you're hurt, you're triggered, you're wounded, and there are natural human responses to that, which is to build resentment, to hold grudges, to be angry. And that's okay until it doesn't serve you anymore. It's okay to be angry if it utilizes and forges you and reveals things to you. But after it's done giving you that energy, giving you that spark of life, it's time to move on and do something different with it. It's time to forgive. And remember, forgiveness is for yourself. Yeah, it'll energetically help somebody else. But forgiveness is so that you don't carry around the gunk and the baggage that you no longer need, so that you can go out and thrive and be awesome and live your life. So as there are no justifiable resentments, and it's time to forgive. Forgive yourself for anything, just because. Forgive your parents for everything, just because. And forgive the world, because that is light, that is hope. Now you can see clearly and begin to do things that benefit you tremendously, because you're not walking around with that heaviness, with that gunk, and it benefits those around you. So take on your day, look for the good, look for the God, look for the blessings, listen to the synchronicities. Do not, when I say look for the synchronicities, do not chalk up the good in your life to coincidence. If you think coincidence is just something that happened to happen, and it's kind of cool that it relates to this and that, seek for the deeper meaning in the coincidence. Synchronicity is the universe, God, spirit, placing things ever so perfectly to wow you, to lead you towards that path and that result of divinity that your soul has been desiring. You deserve the best. You deserve all that is good. You deserve to walk and live in the evidence, and it starts by waking up, smelling the miracles, and deciding that once you put your foot on the ground, that this is your day and nobody can take it from you. You are strong and resilient enough to be able to maneuver and drive your day to the glorious destination that has been promised. My name is Jonathan Navi. I love being here with you. I love that we get to do this. Now go out there and really have a remarkable day. Write it down, record it. Make sure you take note of the glory that is your life. Look for the evidence of all that is good that keeps flowing abundantly into your life. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in.